NCRP Productions presents Unhallowed Metropolis, Secrets in the Sands, Episode 56. Welcome back to Unhallowed Metropolis. This is Barry, your Game Master. Let's go around the room, introduce everyone, and let's get started.
Hey everybody, it's Pedro. I'm playing Dr. Desmond Wright, the medical doctor.
Hi, it's Sequoia, and I'm running Frankie the Undertaker.
Hello, I'm Michael. I'm playing Dr. Everett Wolfe, the doctor specializing in alchemy and chemistry.
Hey everybody, it's Matt, and I'm playing Dr. Aidan.
Hi, I'm Jill, and I'm playing Raya, the Mourner.
All right, so last session, you guys found out that potentially Novis Dei is ahead of you at Eye's tomb in the Valley of Kings. With a little bit of searching and a little bit of sneaking, you guys found out, yes, they definitely are, at least where Aidan thinks the tomb is. The estimates, as we were moving through and people were taking sightings and actually sneaking up there and looking, the estimates are they are maybe 10 of the 15 feet that Aidan believes it's going to take to get down to the tomb entrance. That's based on the number of the digs that he has seen in the time that he has been moving through this area. Of course, Eye's tomb is not one that you've dug in, nor anyone that you know has dug in, but it's basically the one that you expected it to be there because it is so far removed from so many of the others. The 18th dynasty, something you know a little bit about, is kind of screwed up in its placement for stuff because of the way things happen. The move to Amarna with Akhenaten, the destruction of the old religion, basically the polytheistic religion in trade for the one single god religion being the sun. That dynasty was kind of ignored. Coming back when Tutankhamun brought the dynasty back to Thebes, back to Luxor, they did at least get burials, but they didn't get put in, at least as far as you know, in places of great worship. We all know in the real world that there is another fantastic tomb out there that hasn't been found yet. Carter did not get the chance to roam around Egypt, so King Tut's tomb has not been found. Even though he was a fairly small piece of a fairly small dynasty, he's a big deal for us in the real world. But you think you know where Eye's tomb is, and you've spent the time finding it here. The group has snuck up one way or another enough times to know that there are at least 7 of the Novis Dei working on the tomb. You know that they are digging. The group has not figured out whether they're digging with some kind of shovels or something like that. You've seen dust and you've seen sand moved. You guys have not seen how the digging is being done. You have not seen shovels. I will remind you guys something, and actually, Aidan, go ahead and give me an intellect roll, and I'll just maybe just throw it your way.
19 total.
Okay, so because you were told that one of the Novis Dei is sharpening short swords, you believe it is very possible that what they are doing is digging with those swords, dulling the sword over time. That's why they're getting sharpened consistently. I believe it was Frankie that snuck up. Am I right?
Frankie and Raya.
Snuck up to see what was going on, and you guys did notice. Oh, right, with the binoculars. And you guys had noticed that they were also using a piss tree, probably. But you did see somebody continuously doing.
You breezed past piss tree so casually.
I remember the piss tree.
I was going to say, we can tell they're working hard too, because we hear the Pillar Men music every time they're working.
So the one guy is continuously sharpening blades, and that would make complete sense to you. Other than that, you have no concept of how they're doing the digging. But again, that would make some sense. So the group talked about what they were going to do as we've moved later into the evening, frustrated with everything that's been going on. And when I say everything, I mean literally weeks and weeks of things that drive Aidan crazy. Aidan has finally given up. He said, I'm just heading out. So he leaves the camp and is now presently walking towards the burial site, the tomb that you think is there. You're about 250 yards away, and to your knowledge, no one has seen you yet.
Cool.
Following up, Frankie and Raya are currently following you.
Actually, I think we peeled off.
The path of the antiquarian teaches many arts some would consider unnatural.
And the two of you guys have followed just to see what's going on. The last group of people that we're heading up includes Dr. Wright, Dr. Wolfe, you have set up your long-range syringe launcher.
Yep.
You have loaded, between the two doctors, you've come up with a collection of things, not including meth, but laudanum, hyoscine, and a couple of other things to try and use as some kind of tranquilizers or knockouts.
Yeah, and to make a note, because I was looking over the hyoscine, they're not full doses of hyoscine. They're, because I was looking at, there's the very low painkiller version. There's the, like, I want to say, like, half dose where it's like, they're not really out, but they're kind of like in a sort of like
Morphine?
stupor, very big stupor. They're like, literally people have to guide them in order to move them around. So they're not out, but they're very like not really active. And then if you do a full dose, that's potential death. So so really they're all half doses. Wolf's not intending to kill them. That's up to others, unfortunately.
And the two of you are currently going up with Cal and Marood.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. Who's staying? No,
No,
I said it
Cal and
wrong.
Marood
I'm
are
sorry.
back, right?
No. Dr. Wright, you are asked by Cal and Marood, by Cal specifically, to stay and watch
That's
Billings
right.
and Zosser. I apologize for that.
That's
so,
right.
Wolfe, you are currently moving up with the full syringe weapon with Cal, Marood, Abrax, Ra, and Bess. The group of you are easily a minimum of 100 yards behind Aidan. And then the two of you, Frankie and Raya, I have you maybe 150 to 100 yards behind him. But you guys can be closer. It's not like he's walking. It's not like he's running.
Yeah, I believe that Raya and I ran to catch up to him, and then he told us to go around the sides, is what my brain is telling me. And so we, like, separated. Am I wrong?
I don't think you actually talked to
I don't
him.
think we got to that
Maybe
point.
I was just thinking really hard about it.
You were hoping.
Yeah.
You were hoping that there might be some strategic planning with this group.
Well,
No.
I do think that we caught up, though. I think I do remember that.
right,
'Cause
so-
I remember
so I don't
conversing.
No, I don't think.
I think you were going to, and what stopped you was you saw a number of other horses, or basically a dust storm that turned into horses through the binoculars, come in. You are sure that there are at least 3 more Novis Dei, or at least people joining them. They came in, then you saw a green light shoot from the ground, giving a chance for you to think about it. You guys will realize it would have been from the hole that was being dug. A green light shot up into the sky, into the clouds, and then went. Nobody yet has asked what direction, but it went in a direction.
I will probably be getting to that to ask question in a
So
moment.
that's where we start, and I will start with the closest people. So I'll start with Aidan first. Are you continuing the walk? You did clearly see that green light go up. And for the moment, when that green light is going up, it lit their camp.
Yeah, I'm still heading up there.
Very good. Not picking up speed or anything
No,
such.
I'm just doing my regular pace.
Okay, Raya and Frankie, you've seen that green light go up. When you got the lights up, it'd be something more that you guys would look at, and that is you can only see 4 men, 4 Novis Dei, because of what they're wearing. You make that assumption. You can only see 4 of them there, meaning that you would suspect the others are in the hole or somewhere else. However, you do see all the horses.
So I'm going to lean over to you very quietly as we're making our way out there and say, I would like to stampede the horses and get them to run off. And then maybe we can get some of them to go chase
Okay, yeah, let's
the
go.
horses, and then there's less that we have to fight.
Let's do it.
So then I'm hearing that the two of you are going to now move off to, in the direction you're walking, off to the left, and try and take a circuitous route to get you to the other side of the horses.
Agreed.
Okay, so go ahead and both of you give me shadowing rolls. This would be the roll that you guys will make for me to have to go against to see you. And then behind them, while they're making those rolls, Dr. Wolfe, you and the rest of your party, I don't know that you're leading them.
I don't think I'm necessarily leading
But
them.
in effect, what Cal said is we need to go. Cal did not say, follow me.
Right.
So everyone's kind of walking with you, with no specific leader.
Right.
I got an 18.
18?
19.
19, very good. And I hear Dr. Wolfe making a roll. What are you doing, Dr. Wolfe?
Let's find out.
Oh no.
Oh.
Do tell us what you're rolling first, please.
Well, I'm rolling my obsession.
And why?
Because, especially with Dr. Wolfe, sorry, that was not an 8, that was a 2. Because Dr. Wolfe's one of his drives, and well, he has two corruptions, actually. He's got obsession and consumed. He's very much consumed by his work, obsessed with that. They all tie it. It's like a weird feedback loop into each other. It's this goal of evolution. It's this goal of trying to save humanity. The Thrope serum and the transformations that are happening to him, and especially the transformations that's happening to him, leading to the memories of what happened when he was injected with all those serums and stuff, the visions in the cave and stuff like that. This weird question of like, I know it's not scientific, but there's clearly something. Maybe there is a scientific rationale for these things. Maybe there's something going on. The obsession is only at level 1, so it's only a difficulty 11. I got 10.
You got a 10.
I got a 10.
So the obsession is going to end up overcoming you.
It is, and I have an idea of how I'm going to do it. So, as Wolfe's going, he's there. He's not like completely in like complete lockstep, and it's like, you know, everyone's with. It's kind of mixing who's leading, who's not, kind of thing. Soon as the light goes up, Wolfe's eyes go wide, and there's almost like, you know how when you look at an animal, and there's where the lights pass by, and there's almost that glow. From there, that greenish light, that's what almost fills his eyes as he's watching this thing go up, 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 up to the sky, and his head just starts tracking it as it's moving in whatever direction it's moving, and it's almost like it's this beacon calling to him. Everything else in the world just fades away. There's only that light. He's back in that moment where there was only those 3 lights, the red, the yellow, the green, and he chose green, and he starts not running, but he's walking off in the direction of it, and whether or not the rest notice him or not, like I said, it's a stop, and then is where it's going to be the interesting thing.
Very good, and remind us about the dream. It's been a little while since that particular dream kicked in.
So, the dream was a series of different visions. I'm going to do my best to remember exactly all the visions that happened. The first one was him waking up in the cave, and there was this desiccated husk coming at him, and there was like this struggle between him and the thing, it trying to wrap his arms around it, him fighting back against it. And then the thing transformed and burst forth from its own desiccated husk into some kind of monstrosity, almost Thrope-like, but not quite. Not quite. The next vision was him in a battle between him and Wright, as everyone else was just watching, and it was a battle to the death, and Wright shoots him. The other visions were like quick little successions. This vision was like the third one, where there was like these floating lights, quick, and there wasn't time to react. He just knew he had to pick one. He grabbed the green. The next vision after that was in the bar, and there was a selection of drinks, and he took the gin, which is what from the previous transformation sequences came to that effect. But there was also other things. There was the fact that he was bursting out of his own skin into skeleton, turning to dust and being swallowed up by the sand, which was almost reminiscent to what the ritual was doing, but not quite. There's still some things that are still off. But right now that green light is there, and there's just something that's pulling him.
Sure, and it makes sense. The obsession has been with you for quite a while now, and has been reinforced over and over again. So you've veered off and headed off that direction. Aidan, doing anything with the light?
No.
Okay, very good. So, Dr. Wright, back at camp, or whatever we're going to call the place you guys are currently sitting, you will see that light hit the sky, hit a cloud, disappear. And what I'm getting at is you actually see a line of light that then goes to backlighting the cloud, and then the line shoots out again from behind the cloud.
Okay. What I'm doing at the camp, the main thing to start is once everybody leaves, is, I keep Billings where he's at, keep looking at those books, my boy, we'll talk about them soon. And I'm going to go back to my camel, the one that they've sort of confiscated before. And I'm going to, if it's not in my valise, pull out my other gun and strap that holster to me. So now I have my heavy revolver and my
So you
regular
are fully
revolver.
strapped again.
Yes, I have both malpractice and the Hippocratic Oath on my hips.
All right, perfect.
It's a fun duality.
Are you doing anything other than that? You have been tasked to watch Zosser and keep Billings under control.
Yeah, so I'll go check out Zosser because I haven't actually. I don't think I've looked at him because I've been told not to.
Yeah, you haven't really looked at him in roughly
medically.
2.5 days.
Yeah.
Approximately.
So-
even though I think it's been like 9 sessions.
Let's go see if they're killing this boy.
All right, so go
Okay.
ahead and give me a medicine roll.
Oh, it
So-
looks like I can finish it for them.
Aidan, you are now under 100 yards distance, and you are not slowing?
Nope.
Okay. Raya and Frankie, I'm assuming that you guys are not walking to get to your position, but trying to speed up because you're trying to get, in effect, in some fashion, either ahead of Aidan or at least preempt him.
Yeah.
Okay, very good.
These are shit dice. No, I got a 17, but I had to use my free medic reroll.
Gotcha.
Use
So with these
different
17,
dice.
I am.
whoever is doing the work on Zosser has done what can be done out here. You may have medicine in your valise that could help him. I don't know because, we've left that up to you. But beyond that, the basic in-game effects, hit points, those kind of things, he's good. He is where you would expect him to be. He literally needs rest. And one of the things that you've noticed with his injury is, and you've seen this happen, he continues to get up with the intention of being helpful, being a part of it. He is trying not to be a burden, but actually be part of the group that's working. And that's potentially causing him minor relapses as he says, I can do this, and everyone pushes him back down and says, no, don't.
Yeah, so if I look him over and he starts to get up, I'll, no,
He's not getting up.
Okay.
He was told to wait, and you've come over. Of course, you guys can't communicate, but that's
So
fine.
I just kind of show him my doctor bag and kind of like point at where I'm gonna, examine.
And he'll nod.
Yeah, and I'll check him over, make sure everything's good. Since everything is A-okay, there's not much more that I need to bother with him because
Gotcha.
I can't talk to him.
So Frankie and Raya, both of you, give me a wits perception roll. I will let you know that it is a fairly high number.
Just to hear me scream.
21.
That would be fairly high.
I don't know why I stared at you, Michael, when I said that the other.
And by Zosser, I mean Wolfe.
Look at that smug son of a bitch up there.
17.
Okay, with a 17, Raya, you will not get it, but Frankie, you do. So you will hear movement. What you're moving through, and again, I'll remind you that there's no scrub forest. There's a bush here, there's a bush here, but then you also have kind of the hills, basically the minor sand dunes. You hear something up off a sand dune, and it allows you to make your, I will not allow Raya yet, make your initiative roll for me.
Okay. I forgot I had 3 actions. Okay. I got a 21.
Holy crap. So, you got a 21. So you will actually, on your first action, you will end up watching as somebody moves out of the brush in your wake. You think that they are trying to sneak up on you.
Okay.
Potentially they've heard you or they've watched you, you're not certain why. But you have the jump on them. Presently, they're coming to you as if you don't know they're there. But first action gives you that awareness. You have 2 more actions.
Okay.
Raptor strikes.
Can I give, a signal, or is that an action? Can I say...
To Raya, no.
Yeah.
That to you guys, because of your previous monster hunting work together, you can do a hand signal that will pass to her as if it was spoken. So that's done. Raya, you will have the ability to make an action next round. I will need an initiative roll from you that will come in next time.
And then I just want to hit the one closest to me.
All right, so there's one that you see there. So what are you striking with?
Headsman's axe.
Are you going for anything specific?
Probably... I want to keep this person quiet.
That was why I was asking.
Yeah, so I guess I'd probably aim for, the face neck.
All right, so we're aiming for
The head
the face and neck. I get that.
Yeah.
With what weapon?
with the headman's axe.
All right. Are you currently? I don't think you did. I think you switched. But are you currently carrying the elephant gun too?
No.
You just switched to the
Yeah, I
headsman's
ditched
axe.
that one.
All right. So go ahead and give me the roll.
Okay.
Ditched where?
Well, I didn't leave it somewhere.
It's back at camp. If you want to know,
Do I see it?
you could easily see the elephant gun. That thing doesn't hide.
The way they found you was that there was that long line in the sand
Yep.
being dragged.
18.
So an 18 will, with -3, an 18 will hit.
Nice.
So you take your swing. Go ahead and roll damage. Add 5 for hitting in the head.
Nice. Okay. All right. All my good roll into the first part. 20. Yeah, 20.
Okay. So with that hit, it is an incapacitating wound. Would you like to describe, or I can do it for you? What happens? I know what you swung at.
Yeah. I mean, I think I would. I mean, I chopped off his head. Is that what's that?
Well,
Not quite.
Incapacitating versus dead.
I've nearly decapitated this.
Yes,
man.
you have done some horrific amount of damage to him.
But mostly to the larynx. That's the
Okay.
goal.
So basically, you strike in with the axe. I'm going to go with you. Cut
Yeah.
through the mouth, the lower jaw,
Yeah.
strafing the larynx. He has nothing to speak with as
Perfect.
the tongue flops down.
Yeah.
And he is blowing blood. And
Yeah.
Pretty incapacitating.
no, that happens with a dagger.
And serial killers.
If I chop off his head, I'm like, it's okay. You're fine.
Right. So you have a second action.
I'm looking for the next guy.
You don't see another guy. You don't hear another guy.
You're still a target-rich environment beneath you.
He is,
Okay.
and he is still holding on to his
Oh,
short
he's still
sword.
kicking it.
Yep.
Okay, yeah. I will finish killing this person.
Very good.
I'm not going to aim for no particular this time. I'm just
All right.
going to go
Wait,
for...
you're not going to miss.
Okay.
What you're going to do is roll damage.
Okay. So...
Is he prone?
He's falling. He has no ability to do anything. And basically that strike cracked through the metal mask and the metal connectors as well. Yeah. There's blood everywhere. It's gruesome.
It's 18.
So an 18 for damage.
Mm-hmm.
So with that, you'll strafe into his
Yeah.
chest. He's still alive,
Oh my god.
but you hear basically the as it's sucking chest wound, and he is now fallen backwards onto the ground, has released his sword, and you hear him barely hanging on.
Gross.
You can choose to just coup de grace him if you want at this point. You
Yeah,
just
'cause
need
you
to let
can't
me
give
know.
us any information. Yeah, I
The
would...
2 strikes that you have done were metal on metal,
Mm-hmm.
and so there has been sound. If there's nothing else to pull it away, there's a chance, and you don't know what's going on over there, there's a chance someone else could hear you. But I'm assuming you're going to finish him?
Yeah.
All right. So you finish that one. Raya, at that point, you're able to basically react and move, but Frankie is 1, 2, 3, done.
Okay.
What are you two doing now? You have made noise. You know you've made noise.
Just moving towards the horses faster.
Yeah, move faster.
Okay, so both of you, instead of giving me a shadowing this time, go ahead and give me acrobatics. If you do not have acrobatics, subtract 2, and just give me a standard coordination roll.
Got a 15.
15,
14.
14. So both of you have no trouble. You will run to the horses. Aidan, as you are coming into camp, when you are now within the light of where the fire is, as you come in, immediately 3 of them that were sitting down on logs, not on logs, what am I thinking? On the
only
logs
logs
before it's the only logs.
We need sheets. Kill us. Only 3.
We transported these from France ourselves.
No, there's actually, oh God, is it Palestinian cedar? There's a type of cedar. There's cedar there, but no, forget it. It's not there. So when they're sitting on the sand, oh God, I cannot remember it. It's a beautiful smelling cedar. But you'll see them sitting. They immediately grab weapons and run towards you, and one of them will speak to you. Now, you having dealt with as many people as you've dealt with,
Right.
It's English. There is a French overtone accent to it, and he says, Halt!
God.
What are you doing here?
You're butchering the language. In French, I'm going to say,
In French.
yeah. I'm going to say, please stop. Your English is atrocious. I have part of the group that you guys have been chasing. They're madmen. They're insane. I just barely escaped with my life. I mean you no harm.
Okay, so you're doing that. All three of them, you see that their immediate, we're going to draw our weapons and cut this guy down, goes to a quizzical looking at each other.
See, they've been torturing me as I lift my arm and show them all the
Show
nasty-
the hands and the blade. Okay. And when that happens, you will hear two chink, chink, and then a thunk, which is off to your left, and all three of them look.
Is there a way I could distract them from looking at that?
Tell me what you're doing to distract. The answer is yes, you could.
All right, so
Oh God, they followed me.
I'm going to go. Right as I hear it, I'm just going to go. I have a sword, and I'll, like, draw it. Just like, shh.
Okay.
And my pistol, I'm willing to give it to you.
So you pull both and hold them
And I'm
up.
hoping when I draw out the sword, I'll extra... so you get that nice metal sound on the sheath.
Go ahead and give me a performance, right? Is it performance? Is it performance? Hang
I
on.
don't have
Arts. Give me an arts
Arts.
roll. If you do not... No, it is
Wait,
performance.
well, there's acting.
Yeah, pick one. I think
Wait.
any of those. Arts works for me, performance works for me, acting works for me, and if none of those are there, go ahead and give me a charm roll at -2.
Art's drawing of a picture in the sand, though.
Nice. So that's going to be 12.
So you draw out the weapon, and two of them are looking over there and then look back at you, and he says, drop the weapons, the one who was speaking to you. He says it in French. The other two are looking at him, but they turn around and run away from you to the left where you heard the sound. And he has his sword out. It is a short sword, as we've talked about earlier when the group told you about it. It is not really a fencing sword. This is a bludgeoning type weapon. Big, heavy, short, thick. And he's got it drawn at you. And he
So-
tells you to drop your weapons in French. And the French is good French.
Okay. So I'll, like, yell like I'm surprised because, you know, like, to go with the continued thing.
Gotcha.
I'm going to
Ryan
yell and go...
and Frankie, give me a...
I'm gonna go, oh my
Which
god,
perception
don't
roll?
let your friends hurt me! And I'll say that in English as I drop the sword.
Did I give a what?
Do you drop the gun? Which perception?
I didn't show her the gun.
Oh, you said you would.
Oh,
You said you would drop the gun, but you didn't actually pull it out.
right.
Okay.
18.
10.
10. All right. So, Raya, you will hear Aidan. The two of you guys will come up the small hill. You see the horses there. The horses look spooky, meaning they're moving around.
Oh, they are spooked.
Yeah,
They don't look
they're,
scary.
that's
Okay.
why I was trying to explain it quickly. Yes, they have little black hats on. And
So I did hear that right. You said they're spooky.
I did. They look spooky, but I
They're all
Rather
like-
gaunt, full black eyes. So are those wings and flaming manes?
So you'll see that something has already got them going, and you can see as you're coming up that hill, most of the heads turn towards where you guys would think the campfire and the dig is at. Like they're kind of looking around, and then
Yeah.
they all kind of look that way. The vast majority of them look that way. So I'll hold there. Dr. Wolfe, for you, you are presently following it. You will have somebody grab you. I'm going to assume they're going to have to shake you out of it. So go ahead and give me another DR11 roll. Actually, you're in the throes of your obsession. Give me a DR14 roll.
Okay.
Oh, wonderful.
Even worse. that is 9.
Okay, so I need to know your vitality.
My vitality is 4.
Okay, so that won't even be a flesh wound. So now go ahead and make a DR14 roll at +5.
Okay.
You've been struck.
Ooh.
A smooth criminal.
Well, that's better. I definitely made it.
Okay, so with that, You are broken out of the obsession, and Marud is speaking directly. His face is right with you, right close to you, in your ear. He says, Doctor,
There is a hand that shoots up as he's like, Doctor, you're... His left hand gets right around Marud's throat, and it's...
Well, let's see if it does.
Let's,
Oh no.
It's spicy wolf time.
We're doing
Ooh.
so good
Spicy
already.
wolf.
That is, 17.
So 17.
If he wasn't prepared for it.
Yeah, it won't be a grapple, but you do get a hold of him.
I'm not... It's like, at the very least, there's the threat of it, but
Right,
it's not going
exactly.
through there.
You'll get a hold of him, and
Yeah.
he will step back from you. Doctor, calm yourself. Quiet. And go ahead and give me your staying calm roll.
Is that the throat
Yep,
roll?
that's the throat roll. I probably should just call it that.
I did succeed that one,
All right.
so I'm okay. But there's that moment where, where he's like...
Green turns to red.
And everything's coming back. What? Marud, what happened?
You began walking. Here. He hands you your weapon. He says, you drop this.
Then... His right hand is shaking, but the left one is oddly still as he takes the gun, and he's going, it's...
Can you still perform?
I think so. Did I hurt anyone?
You did not. Get a hold of yourself. We will be needed.
Right, of course. There's a brief moment he looks up at the sky and he's watching that.
The green light is gone.
There's
Now
no,
that you're looking up,
and
there's
there's
not.
no
Nope, the trail is faded.
But it's like just there's that one moment.
In your
of
head,
this.
you see it, but
Yeah, and it's just like, yeah, right. Sorry, lead the way. I'll.
so he turns you, and the group starts heading in. So, Aidan, go ahead and give me an initiative roll, and Dr. Wolfe, give me an initiative roll.
2d10 plus prowess.
Correct.
Thank you. 16.
16.
That'll be annoying.
Yeah, that actually works perfectly. So, the one with you, Aidan,
It's all part of my master plan.
you've dropped the sword. Are both hands up?
Yeah.
Okay, you've dropped the sword. He says to you, now he's realized you speak both, but he sticks with French because he seems to be more comfortable with it. He says, on your knees. Doesn't seem to be rude. You would expect it to be like, on your knees, dog, that type of thing.
Oh no.
Well, I just met you, but okay. I'll get down on my knees.
Very good. So that's you guys. So we're going to go back up to Frankie. You've come up the hill. You are going to be in range on your first attack or your first action. You can start doing something with the horses. As you come up, you will notice that the horses are set to a large piece of metal. You're thinking it's metal, fairly certain it's metal, and they're all just tied to its center on a fairly good route.
Yeah, I want to like run through and cut as many of the reins as I can.
Go ahead and give me an intellect roll.
Oof. 19. Oh, no, 18.
Do you have riding?
No.
Horsemanship thing? Okay, so it would not occur to you. With a 19, though, you can see that they are all loose knots. It would probably be just as easy, taking you a slight bit longer, if you pulled the metal out from each of the ties. You just basically pull a single metal piece out rather than having to chop. But it's up to you how you want to progress with
I
that.
think speed is more important to me right now.
Okay.
So I think I would go with...
So go ahead and give me the headsman's axe swing. You're going to swing through one group of them.
Okay. 20.
No problem. So you cut through the first side line, and as soon as you strike with that, the horses make noise. All right, at this point, Aidan, you're going to hear a lot of the horses make some kind of neigh or whinny, and then that blow through the nose that's loud enough that you hear it. Go ahead and make your second, or actually be your third, because you're second.
15.
Okay, so with the 15, you get all but 3 of them off the line. They are at this point starting to stomp and move around, and what I need to have you do is give me a dodge roll. You
Okay.
have free dodge as my memory.
Yeah, I still have one...
Action, I'm not taking that action.
Okay.
Because you have free dodge, I'm giving you the chance with this.
Yeah, okay, so I will definitely free dodge, or dodge.
You need to beat a 14.
Okay. So I added to coordination.
Correct.
Okay, so that's a 10.
Are you
should
going
spend
with a 10?
chip.
I think I'll spend a chip.
Okay.
I don't get stampeded off.
Exactly.
Okay, a little better. It's 18.
So with an 18, yeah, you take that second swing, and as the horses start to make noise and start to spread out now that they've been released and they don't want to be here, you are kind of hold the headsman's axe up close to you, let them get around you, and then on your third action you can still swing for those final 3.
Okay.
If you choose to do that.
I do choose to do that.
Okay?
It's 16.
Okay, so Raya, as you come up the hill, Frankie has made short work of the ropes, and the horses have now kind of spread out. You know horses, so you know that there's a very good chance fairly quickly, even if they go every direction of the compass, that they will cycle around and run as a group somewhere. Where, you don't know. But you know that they are moving away. You are presently down a hill, so you have no sight of anything other than you do see the light of the campfire.
Okay, do they still have all their tack on them?
Yeah, the last thing you guys saw was they had nothing had been taken off of them, so yes.
Okay. I do have ride. I would like to stampede all the horses in a direction other than here. I would like
So
to
anything
send
that's
them,
coming down the hill towards you, you're going to try and direct them back? Okay, go ahead and give
I
me...
want to send them somewhere where they cannot be used by the people who brought them here.
So, from where you're at, that's going to be a little bit harder because they just spread. But the group that's coming down the hill at you, you can get them to turn at least. And then on later actions, come up the hill and see if you can make heads or tails of what's going on. So for the first one, go ahead and give me your riding roll. You're going to also add your charm to that.
If I got on one of the horses, could I ride it and have all of the other ones follow it?
Well, that's where I thought you were potentially going.
I want to do
You
that.
might be able to do that.
I wanna
The
do
other
it.
option, of course, would be you might also be able to round them up.
Okay.
So go ahead and give me... Now we're looking at an acrobatics roll.
Okay.
This is something I know just from having dealt with horses. Sometimes horses will have a leader.
Yep.
She might be able to identify who that is. and if
Not...
she
Yes, the answer is you might. Not in this situation.
Okay.
Acrobatics and ride, or
Nope,
just acrobatics?
just acrobatics. You're just getting onto the horse. And you're getting onto the horse as it's moving.
17.
So Frankie, kind of impressive. Raya takes 2 steps towards the first horse that's coming, makes a leap, catches with her foot the stirrup, flips over, turns around, and is riding forward on that horse. So now I'm going to have you make a riding roll to get it under control. It's going to be just a DR 11. The horse just wants to leave, and you're not stopping it.
14.
Okay, so you're on the horse. My memory is you have 3 actions. What are you doing with the third action?
So with the third action, I'm going to ride towards where the other horses are and try and gather reins and lead.
So reins
the
is going to be a
horses.
little bit harder. I'm envisioning you basically trying to do the herding
herd them?
thing.
Okay, yeah, let's
So
do that.
Here's my question. So what you came upon is Frankie releasing them all at the top of a hill. As they released, a good portion of them completely disappear from your view. Some run from where you're looking, some run from to your left, the rest ran effectively down the hill towards you. You leapt on the closest one to you. You are down the hill, you've turned around, and you are now riding that one. What group of horses would you like to go against? The ones that came down the hill with the ones you are on, with the one you are on? Would you like to instead turn the opposite way and go and try and basically hook the ones that went off to the left, or go straight ahead and try and herd the ones that are heading back into the camp?
Which one's the biggest group of them?
The ones heading into the camp will definitely be the biggest group.
Let's go in that
All right,
direction.
so now you're going to give me a riding roll at -2 as you are coming up the hill through the scrub and through the sand to go after the horses.
16.
So with a 16, you come up the hill and you can see the horses ahead of you. They are moving through the camp, and you are now at a point where, and Frankie, you're going to see this as well, you're at a point where you can see the camp itself, not necessarily into where the dig is, but the flatland. So here's what both of you guys are going to see initially. You're going to see there are 2 men in the full garb coming your general direction, basically towards where the horses were is where they're coming. farther out, you can see another one of them holding a sword towards somebody who is dark because they are at the edge of the light. You can make the assumption it's Aidan. If you choose not to make the assumption it's Aidan, I'll go with whatever you choose. But you did know that Aidan was there, that's why you peeled off. As you come up, the horses that are up here are mostly in a group or running forward, and the two men that were coming towards the horses are now running towards the group. The ones that were coming to where the horses were set are now running towards the group that are riding away. So that's where we've got you. Aidan, where you're at, you are on your knees, hands up. He's got a sword on you, at which point you then hear, after the squeal, you then hear the beginning of hoofbeats. He turns from you,
Quick draw.
sword still at you, and he yells at the two guys, "Get the horses, you fools! What's going on?" He yells that
Fast draw.
in bad English. Well, so hold on.
Okay.
Wolfe, you are next. And Wolfe, as you are brought back in, you're looking at the scene, and the scene is this. You can see two people at the edge of the light. You're not really sure what's going on, but one is much shorter than the other one by quick look. You can see horses running towards the fire and around it. You can see two people running towards the horses, and somebody mounted, which you are fairly sure is Raya, because she does stand out in what she's wearing as she comes into the firelight, riding towards the horses.
Okay.
What are you doing? What
Okay.
you do will be basically what the rest of your group is going to do, the rest of the party traveling with you.
Well, for me, this is a good sniper position, so...
What is the distance for the weapon? I can't imagine, I mean, unless we are doing indirect fire, I
is
can't
a-
imagine it's too far.
No, it's a bolt rifle. Where
Far
is
enough, Barry.
3,250?
Is it seriously? 3,250 feet?
It's a rifle. It's a sniper rifle.
Wow.
It's
Oh
a
yeah,
bolt-
you're using it's against tropes, so they're
Yeah.
gonna use
Use 3/5 of a mile.
Oh, no, never mind. Sorry, that's the crane.
All right, thank you.
No, but it's still 1,300 feet.
All right. All right.
Still-
1,300 feet's a little bit more reasonable.
Yeah.
think
All
I'm
it's
really-
shooting is a syringe. It's not that heavy.
Right, but it's 4 football fields,
Yeah.
right?
I don't want to be close to a
Like I
a lot
said,
of
like I
football
said, my
fields.
thinking was the indirect fire. Then you,
Barry,
But
if
anyway,
you arc it. You just have to arc it.
that's exactly what I'm looking at.
That's it.
So,
But I have sniper, so it reduces any range penalties and stuff.
Good
so
Lord.
So I don't have any range penalties with it.
so your first action is to see all of this. Do you have more actions than one?
I have 2 actions.
And what are you doing in your second action?
I'm taking aim.
Very good. At
One of the soldiers I can see in the light because
That's
I can't,
running.
Yeah,
okay, Aidan.
because I don't know
So-
what that shadow situation is.
I want to use my free dodge to roll over on like under the blade.
Well, he hasn't struck at you, so the free dodge is still in effect.
Well, I just want to get away from the blade. I don't want to be near
Well,
it.
so it wouldn't be dodge; it would be a move. It would be an
Okay.
action.
So I want to move.
So
and stand
as your
up,
action,
and then I'm going to put the gun right behind his head and shoot.
Well, so you won't be able to do that because you are going from knees, and you said rolling. So you
Well,
can aim. You can
okay.
aim for it,
Okay, I'll do that then.
and you are specifically aiming at head.
Yep.
So you will be minus
people are
3
driving
to
me
the roll
fucking
for aiming at the head.
Okay.
Are there prone rules in this game?
Kinda, sorta.
I know.
Oh, I'm
You want
that one.
to? Yeah, I was gonna say.
Poor visibility, long range, extreme range, target partially obscured, target mostly obscured, firing into melee, thrown weapon, attacker is aiming, offhand penalty, and attacker is moving. So,
What's 18 gonna get me?
18's going to get you a hit to the head,
Nice.
Ooh,
So
that's +5 to the damage. with
plus
the hit.
5 to damage, yes.
Nice.
16 damage.
So, you do hit him in the head. It looks like, at this point, everybody, that includes Dr. Wright, everybody will hear the first gunshot. Without a doubt, that is a gun.
Oh,
Is that the Luger?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, definitely everyone hears the gunshot.
is that the one that I gave you?
No.
No,
this
you
is
had a
his.
Luger too.
I had a Luger.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
this is
I have
his.
one of the prototypes. That was like one of my.
That was it. Okay,
That's-
yeah.
oh,
yeah.
yeah, it's cool.
No, okay, so then I still got that's awesome.
So for you, the strike hits him. It looks like it mostly glances off the metal, but he does fall to his knees and grab his head. So you're not sure what happened, but it seems to have rattled him. and I'll let you know for his effects, he has a serious wound.
Okay. I'm gonna grab his sword if he's dropped it.
How many actions do you have?
I have 2.
So you've taken both actions. One was to move out of the sword
Okay,
lane.
that's
Yep,
right. You're
yep.
moving this in action. Sorry.
So give me just a sec.
Too much 5e.
Okay, and with the serious wound, he does not get any of the penalties. He succeeds at least on holding onto his weapon. Well, he won't be focused back there anymore. We are back to Frankie. So Frankie, horses have ridden past you and around you, and then Raya did that stupendous jump and has ridden up towards the fire. You can see from your position again, there are 2 guys heading towards the horses.
And okay, so they were coming to where they were pinned, and then they
Yep.
turned towards where the herd is going.
Right.
I want to go as close as I can to those dudes.
Go and assault. So one movement, one action of movement will get you to them, and
Okay. And then I'm just gonna strike at the. Are they side by side? Is one in front?
they're going to be spread because at this point the horses are kind of moving through that area, and
So
they
I'm
are
going
hoping
from
to
the
do what
out in.
Raya
So
did.
whoever's to the furthest of my left.
Gotcha. Okay.
And 21.
Yeah,
Oh, 22.
that'll definitely hit. Go ahead and give me a location roll.
Oh, that's just one, huh?
Two dice.
Oh, it is
2d10
two?
added together.
Okay, 13.
13 is torso. So you take a swing, and it's a big, long axe, and you strike at his chest, basically.
Yeah, okay, cool. And nice. 24 damage.
So you will hear that crunk sound as it hits the metal. It still does an incapacitating wound.
Oh my God, Frank.
Oh, he's still alive.
Well, so he has just... Oh, God.
No, he's
Just
not
to let
alive.
you know, 2 1s. So he has not only... All of them have not only their basic resistance to damage, but additionally armor. But it's not really helping him. So with that strike, he is going to be -3 coordination for the rest of the duration of his life. I assume it's going to be there.
Frankie's just
additionally,
crushing them like cans.
Jill, would you turn to page 171 through 175? What we're looking for is the incapacitating wound roll for the torso.
Just crushing
Oh,
them
yeah,
like
we-
sardines there.
It's always interesting because we as a group haven't really taken many incapacitating wounds that actually
Correct.
affect us.
Correct.
Unlike you 2 over there with your fast heals, although yours is coming back. Yours
Yeah.
is taking a break.
Did you find torso?
Well, you guys is your dirty regeneration.
And me, I just have
Torso.
drugs.
All right, fantastic. So, Frankie, would you like to do the honors?
Sure.
I need 2d10 added together.
Alright, that's a 9.
So with a 9, broken rib. Additionally, he will be a -1 vitality till a complication is treated. So, yeah, you will knock him from his horse. I'm sorry. He didn't get on the horse yet. You will knock him to the ground. That was action 2. What are you doing in your third action?
How did I notice how close the other dude was?
The other guy will be within range, but he's not close. Because he's trying to
Okay.
do the same thing that Raya did, get on a horse and corral the other ones.
So can I hit him? Or try
Sure,
to?
yeah, you can move
So
forward and strike at him.
So this guy's on the ground. I'm gonna
Yep.
try to get the other one.
Very good. Attacker is moving. We will be
Okay.
doing that. You're just at -2 to your standard roll.
Okay. I got a 13.
So with a 13 will miss. Okay, we're going with that. So you take a strike. He turns to you, sees you, and pulls back, and his focus is now at you. Raya.
Okay. I have 3 actions. I'd like to continue to herd the horses.
So right now, you are riding. The horses have moved around the fire, and so have you, and they are heading off, basically even with the fire. So, no, you wouldn't know if it's east, west, or north. They are heading in a direction. What are you going to try and turn them, or continue to run them out? You do see there are 2 guys that have run towards the horses. One disappeared from your vision. The other one has stopped, but then seems to be coming back into your vision, trying to run for one of the horses.
I want to continue to run them out of the camp.
Just
area.
straight the way they're going. So go ahead and give me a riding roll.
19.
So with a 19, you have no trouble keeping up with them. Now you're going to give me, this is not a second action, you're going to give me a charm roll. You're going to add 3 to this roll. This is basically to get the horses in control.
18.
There goes Raya. So you have the horses with you. You have 2 more actions, I believe. Are you doing anything or just riding them out?
I am riding them out.
Okay, so boom.
Awesome.
Sweet.
When, where, how are you stopping? What distance are you going?
Be like Alexander. Don't stop till India.
Oh, look, I'm home.
So I'd like to ride them out far enough that it would be really, really inconvenient for them to get them back if
Okay.
they ever could.
All right, so we're riding them in the dark. Are you trying to keep them under control, or are you allowing them to disperse if they do that?
I'm allowing them to disperse as long as they're far enough away from their
Are
camp.
you going to purposely try and get them to do that, or you're just running them out and whatever happens, happens?
I'm just running them out there.
Very good. All right, so I'm going to step away from Raya now. Dr. Wolfe.
So
So what you have now seen is Raya, because now you're confident it's her, has rounded up the horses and has chased out and into the darkness.
Mm-hmm.
There's one of them, Frankie stepped up and struck to the ground, just banged down.
Mm-hmm.
The other one jumped away, and that one is going to be taking an attack on Frankie.
that's the one, luckily, I was aiming at. So that's
Okay.
the one I'm going to go ahead and fire a syringe dart at.
Very good.
He's not moving anymore, so I don't have that penalty, but...
Not in the way you mean. He is definitely still up and moving. But
yeah, but he's not in
Right.
motion kind
Yes.
of thing, yeah. All right, let's go ahead and roll. That is a 16 to hit.
Okay, so you would hit. Now comes the question. Does the syringe dart do damage?
It does not do damage.
So what I'm going to have you roll is I'm going to basically have you roll to penetrate.
But the syringe rifle does damage.
Okay, and what is that damage?
It's a +5 damage.
So I need you to roll damage. What you are trying to do
Giggity.
is get through the armor.
Right,
You need to hit with a serious wound or better, so a net 12.
Net 12.
That's going to be after some minuses that will be
Oh,
added.
of course. I'm gonna use. I can't re-roll damage.
No.
Sorry, let me do. And I wasn't aiming for anything, so that's 15 total. Well,
Okay.
wait, you need an area, don't you?
Yes, actually, an area would matter.
14.
Go for the
That's
butt
torso,
cheek.
which basically is in the lower back.
Yeah.
So you're reasonably sure you hit.
Mhm.
Nothing happens,
Yeah. Figured.
and that was action 1.
Action 2 is reload because they're single.
All right. Do you have 3 actions?
No.
All right. So now we will move down to the group. Aidan, the one that you've struck, shakes his head and stands up to attack you with his sword.
Okay.
I'm assuming you're not planning on getting hit, so you kind of dodge back. Are you intending to stand up at some point?
Yes.
So what I envision for you is as he takes that swing, you're kind of moving back, doing that stumble to get yourself back on your feet. He will step forward for his second swing, and that will hit.
Oof.
And that will be in the... He basically strikes you where he intends to, which is the chest. Do you have any armor there?
Yes, I do. So I have 1 armor in my chest.
Okay, so 1 armor, and then what is your vitality?
Vitality is 2.
Okay, that will actually be with an 11. Nope, just a flesh wound. So he strikes.
Aha, I take no damage.
And you've gotten just far enough back where he does a line cut, but nothing more. What is the armor? Just heavy clothing?
It's just like leather.
Yeah. So basically, there's a good cut in it, but nothing more.
Right, and I already had a minor wound there, so does it go up or is it just stay the same?
Nope. It's not a wound. It's not a wound that does damage.
Oh, okay.
Oh. No, it's a flesh wound, but it doesn't change anything.
Okay.
Right, because you're -1 because of that wound, but it doesn't. It's in the same place, and it does not. You do not increase.
Okay.
That's the beauty of wounds in Unhallowed. If you get the same wound in the same place, it doesn't change anything. It just
Already
scars you
broke.
up. And I believe that was his Was that his second attack?
That was
That was
the
the
second
second
attack.
Second attack. So we are now moving to Aidan. So you have backed up. You can choose to stand up this round.
What
Okay,
about-
so the stand up gonna take my action?
I'm sorry, Frankie.
What about the other dudes?
Nothing has come out of the hole yet.
What about the ones that are next to me?
The one, all right, yeah, no, because he's Yeah, he would just be trying to scrabble away from you, which is not going to be easy. Yeah, I was thinking about because of the wounds that he took. But yeah, he would just be trying to scrabble away from you as best he could. So, Aidan?
So, I'm going to look at him and say, the French have no clue how to fight. And, by the way, to our listeners, I have nothing against the French. I'm just playing up my character, so please no hate mail. Unless it's kind of kinky, and then you can just send it directly to me.
All right, just throw.
Okay. Wow, I got double ones.
Oh no!
That's what you get for the kinky letter.
That's what you get.
Never
for
defame the French.
The dice
All right, that
are
was
kink
first
shaming
action.
you.
Your dice are totally kink shaming you.
Is
They
my
held
gun,
Paris,
is my gun jam or
goddammit.
something?
No.
Okay,
But if you look at your dice, I think they're made in France.
probably. Because my gun jammed, I was just going to throw it at him. I'm gonna go grab my sword.
Wrong genre, but I like it.
Shit.
What the heck? Okay, I'm going to do
That's
another
what you
reroll.
get for insulting a French man.
Okay, Jiminy Cricket.
Any dice rolling?
All right. So the shot misses.
3 realities that shot misses. Are you corrupting yourself further?
No.
Do it. Do it.
One more
do
time. There we go.
Any more, you're gonna end up with like a tentacle as a hand or
But
something.
Matt,
I'll take another point of corruption.
What are you raising?
My obsession is already at 3, so I'm going to 4.
And the
Damn.
obsession is in what?
Just trying to unlock the secrets of the arcane and the hidden world type of thing.
So taking up to 4 is going to be very destructive for you as a player, for your character. So I would ask you, how do you envision some way that obsession is affected here?
I am getting into that damn tomb.
Gotcha. I can't argue that.
This is gonna turn into like the Mutant Year Zero game when Pedro took so many mutations that he almost became unplayable.
Well, he didn't purposely take them. They happened.
There you
Yeah.
go. See, all it took
Mutations
was a
just
little
happened.
corruption.
It was worth it.
All right.
Cthulhu
was so
Patagon.
So with that shot, I'll need a location.
Okay, so I rolled a 20 total.
You've got a
to hit?
tentacle
Yeah, no,
hand.
you
Now you've got a
definitely
new kink.
And then 8 plus 7 for location.
So 8 plus 7 is a 15, so that was in the leg, which makes sense as you're getting up, you're striking down. And what is the damage there?
Well, 8 plus 7. It's the damage roll is also the hit location.
No.
Roll. Oh, no.
keep rolling.
So 7, 8, 9, 14 total.
So 14,
Oh, wait, let me double check just to make sure. Nope, 15 total.
15 total will still be a flesh wound. So you take a shot, you can see that it slices into the metal there, makes another furrow, but you can see that he staggers to it. So it's, even though you're hitting metal and you're seeing things deflect, it seems to have some effect on him on the inside.
Oh, yeah, you're going down.
All that internal bleeding is going to finally get to him.
We are back to Frankie.
Okay. So the guy on the ground is scrabbling away from me, but the guy that...
Well, yeah, scrabbling is suggesting a lot more movement that's happening.
Okay, he's like...
He's in
whirling.
horrific shape. He
Yeah.
is trying to just get away from you.
And then the guy that I missed with, what's he doing?
So he is now fully focused on you. He is no longer trying to run and get a horse.
Okay, taking that guy down.
Okay.
That's the goal. I do not believe so. I've already used my reroll. It's a 12.
So a 12 will not hit for the
Yeah.
first roll
Oh yeah, okay.
because you have 3
Yeah.
actions, right?
Go like left, then
So
right again.
That's what I was envisioning as he's stepping back and kind of jumping out of the way, makes another step in the sand.
15?
A 15 will just hit.
Cool.
So
And then-
go ahead and give me the location.
And that is 18.
So an 18, that's going to be the right arm. So he turns poorly with you,
Okay.
and you thunk him in the right arm for.
20 damage.
Oh, God.
I'm killing it. Well, I don't want to say nothing.
All right. So with a 20, he will drop his sword.
Nice.
Go ahead and give me a 2d10 roll.
13.
And where you strike, you actually see you strike through the metal.
Okay.
You hit hard. You cut into the upper bicep. The metal gets rent apart and blood just gushes down his arm. And the arm basically falls as he screams and grabs at it. But you have another action.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to stay focused on this guy. 15.
15 will still hit.
And 9 location.
So that one comes back to the torso. So he's turned away from you, and you kind of basically hit him right on.
18.
18 is going to be a serious wound to the chest. And, oh, no, he stays up from that. But he is, this point, is kind of doing the same thing as the guy on the ground. Is stumbling, endeavoring to get back from you. So, Wolfe.
So
You saw Aidan shoot. Well, now that you know it's Aidan,
Yeah.
you saw Aidan shoot from the ground. You saw that light go off and the explosion come up. You notice that that guy has backed away and then stumbled. But what you can see that no one else up there currently can see, your whole group can see, and everyone's stopped with you since you have stopped there. You can see people coming out of the hole.
yeah, that's exactly what I thought. So we're gonna fast aim to the one coming up because
Okay.
if I can hit the visor,
So are you aiming
I am-
for the head?
I am aiming for the head.
All right.
So,
So fast aim doesn't give you bonuses. It allows you to change targets. Or
no. Fast aim allows me to use aim as an action.
As an action, very good. So your first action is aim, and your second action is shoot. Okay.
So it's a +5 minus aiming for the head is
-3.
-3, so +2 to this roll.
Come on, Michael, right between the eyes.
That's the plan. Yeah, let me add that up. That is 16 to hit.
16 hits.
Okay.
Nice, Michael.
So roll me the damage.
With an additional +5 here. Fuck. Okay. So that is 16.
So the 16. I don't think you have a scope on this thing, do you?
I do have a scope, actually. I forgot.
Like a multiplying, magnifying scope.
Where's my scope?
He's got a full assassin sniper
That's
rifle.
what it
of,
sounds like.
I have to be ready for the freaking Thropes hunting, guys.
And again, what I'm wondering
Where's my-
is it a magnification scope or is it strictly like a crossbar, that type of thing?
I think it's just the crossbar. I
All
didn't
right,
have
and
it
that's
on the
and that's
scope.
what I would imagine.
Yeah.
So you're not sure what you hit, where you hit, other than you're reasonably certain you hit the head because of the way he goes back.
Right.
So
But
what you
hopefully
hit him
he's
with,
the first one up there that's going to be
Yeah.
enough to like stumble the rest.
Exactly.
And that's really my goal
and with
if I
that
can't
strike,
knock it out. Yeah.
normally, what would the thing inside the syringe do?
Since it's hyoscine, what it would normally do is it wouldn't knock him out, but it would probably make him go relatively limp and just a complete lethargy, little to no action. I can read the actual description of
No,
what...
that's good. I kind of had that feeling. I was going with that. But what you will notice as you strike him, he just falls back, releasing his sword, and you see a short sword as he comes back. It comes up and then falls to the ground.
Oh.
And all of the group that's come up with him turns in and looks at him.
Oh, so he's just...
Yep. All right. So we now move down to them. So, Michael, you're going to see this. Frankie, I think you are too focused to see this. The one that is with you, he's going to take a swing.
Okay.
And he's going to take his second action. Yeah, neither of them are going to be successful. You can see that he really can't do much. He is swinging a gauntleted hand. He does not even have his weapon at you, just trying to get you to stop coming at him. Aidan, on you. That guy has also dropped his weapon, so he is going to leap on you. Alright. Or you're going to roll away and he's going to miss you. He's going to come back up with a second attempt at that. And your coordination is?
4.
With a 4, you will just put him off enough so he leaps at you and you roll to the side. For the group that's around, Michael, you will see that group all look inwardly at the one who came up. You'll see that the group converge on him and looking at him. Go ahead and give me an intellect roll. We're going to see if you can get a good count.
Just to add insult to injury, as I roll under, I'm going to say, in French, your mother smells of elderberries. Since that's the traditional French
That's
insult.
20 on a pure intellect roll.
All right, well, with a 20, you know that there are 9 of them that came up. There are 8 of them left, with ignoring the one that went down.
Right.
You can see them there. For layout, you are seeing them down the hole, which is slightly off from where the fire is. Frankie is on your side of the fire, but a straight run from them. Okay? You see the one that's down, that's slowly just scrabbling away from where Frankie is fighting this other one. The other one is up and just looks almost ludicrous as Frankie's swinging this giant axe as he's taking swings with his hand around him. The one that's fighting with Aidan has just leapt up and tried to make a roll for Aidan. Aidan rolls away, moves his head, looks like he said something at him, and the guy gets up, looks to be even more angry at the way his actions are. None of the Novis Dei appear to be in really strong shape. They all seem to be a little wobbly. Things you notice that Dr. Wright would notice, but probably no one else would.
Yeah, and exactly. I'm looking at this. I see the head count of 8, and it's like, if they go out, if that was 8 suddenly rush the group, they're in big trouble.
Yep.
So
I have everyone waiting there with you.
I look at Marood and Cal, and I go, we need to distract those 8. If they notice the rest of the group or they get them, they're going to be swarmed. I'll keep covering fire.
All right, and then the rest of your group runs forward.
Yep.
Bess, Ra, Abrax, Cal, and Marood are currently running forward.
Yep, and basically gonna continue the aim, do the reload. Aim is basically next round.
What are you doing?
All right.
He has just leapt at you. You've rolled away, made an insult. He turns back at you. You know the insult worked. Nice.
So I am. Could I have rolled towards my sword that I threw on the ground?
I could say sure.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna pick that up.
So that'll be one action.
Okay. And I'm gonna swing at the guy. 18.
Yeah, an 18's definitely going to hit. Go ahead and give me location.
My awesome Kopesh Egyptian Kung Fu. Really, guys? Come on. So 9 for location.
9 for location puts it in the torso, which makes complete sense.
And then damage.
Woo!
So 16 plus...
Your vitality.
Plus vitality, plus the damage for the Kopesh.
16, 17, 18 plus... Man, melee does more, but... 20... So 22 total.
Whew.
Okay.
Nice.
Go Aidan.
That will be a serious wound.
Woo!
And he will not make that roll. So he's knocked down. He already had lost his weapon. He is even harder to swing at you. And those were your 2 actions?
Yep.
All right. So at this point, we're back up to Frankie. So Frankie, you battle a lot. And often you are have attackers at multiple sides. Okay? Also, I feel like you have some level of spatial awareness as things move past you, being in a fight where potentially someone could use a throwing dagger or a sling. I'm going to have you make a wits perception roll. For you, it is going to be DR 14.
17.
So with a 17, something whizzed past you, nowhere close to you, but as you're fighting with this thing, you realize that you also have that horrible feeling that spiders up your neck that something is behind you.
Okay, I'm gonna
Ignore that and keep killing this guy.
No, I'm gonna turn to see what's behind me.
Okay, so you make the turn, which shows you can see 5 people, 5 Novis Dei in the armor with the white robes around. The white robes are not particularly clean. They are very dirty. They're not white, but you knew what they were.
Sure.
They have looked down and they are all drawing swords looking in your direction.
Okay, so I can just be super clear what's going on.
Yep.
So here's the cave.
Yep.
Here's the fire. Here's the horses.
Yes, the horses are gone.
And then I went more into the cave.
Yes, correct.
And they're on the cave side? These
Yep,
are cave guys?
they have come, and when we say cave, what it is the tomb
Sure,
down a
the
down
hole
a
that
chute.
they dug.
But yes, they are just coming to the top of that. I would not say they are out, but in an action, even over the sand, they will be able to come and attack you.
And these guys suck at fighting so far, so I'm not...
So I do want to reiterate, all of the characters heard Cal warn you. They are exceptional fighters. That was Cal's words.
I recall I have now experienced...
You have not experienced it yet.
I've fought 3 of these dudes, and it has not been difficult.
Right? This is true. So far, you've been successful at getting the first hit on them, though.
I want to finish off these 2 that are with me. Then
Okay, very good.
I just want to go whack whack.
All right. So striking the one that is still, I'm going to use the words up. Go ahead. What did we get for the roll?
Well, I got a 11.
So an 11 will not hit for the first hit. He's still not
He's still
spry
up,
and limber,
though.
but he's up.
Yeah.
And, that part where Cal said, I mean, this guy has been, you solidly stuck the axe in his right arm, pulled it out. He dropped it. He's still up. You struck him in the chest. Now, it was somewhat of a glancing blow, but he's still up. Yeah, these guys, they're not pushovers.
I'm gonna stick on the standing guy.
Okay?
And so turning around was my first action.
No.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, I'm gonna stick on this guy. So second action then.
That you turning was just your wind up. To
Okay. 19 to hit.
That will definitely hit.
And then location is 14.
Yep, torso again. To me, that makes complete sense that you're going to be striking there, hitting the largest space.
23 damage.
Okay.
Yeah, these guys.
So that is
are
that is
ass.
actually the same as the other one, an incapacitating wound to the chest, which he's not able to stay up. He falls with that. Go ahead and give me your 2d10 roll for the complication.
And that is a 15.
So a 15 comes up as major organ damage. He loses 1 vitality point every 2 hours until stabilized or at 0 where he dies.
So much internal organ.
Yeah, I mean, this time you actually strike full on, middle of the chest, strikes at the lower end of the sternum, cutting into his belly, cutting through the metal. In fact, you have to put your foot up to pull your axe out of him.
Oh, those
But
are the
he
squishy
falls.
bits.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And you still have another action, I think. He is going to be like the other one. He is not dead, but he and the other one are, I'm going to use the term very, very literally, dying.
I will hold my third action.
Okay, very good. So we're going to move down. Raya, you've been out for a ways. You are out far enough now where the light from the campfire is small. You see almost no action around it, but you do see a little. Again, almost no. Potentially it's your distance, but realistically you suspect it's more, and I'm giving it to you as a look back, not a you stop the horse. But the other option is maybe they've taken care of everything. So what are you going to do?
So I'm gonna try and just send them off, and then I'm gonna ride back.
So make a big ride sweep. They kind of go away from you, and then you come running. You're going to come riding back.
Come riding back.
All right, very good. So then I'm going to move down from Raya, and I'm going to move to Dr. Wolfe. So the group with you is now running in. You think at this point they're no one's screaming and yelling. They're not doing that. You didn't tell them to specifically do that.
Right. Well, I didn't want them to
Right.
because better to have more of a surprise than anything at the moment.
Exactly. You, however, have a fairly target-rich environment. There are 5 of them that have come up to the top and are focused.
Oh, there's 8 that are down further
Yes,
in.
you know that there are a total of 8. There are 5 that have come completely out of the hole.
Okay. Is there another one that's like, if I were... I hate to ask this in a strategic way,
sure.
but the more I can take out, the better. Obviously, it's going to depend how they flail. But if do I have a belief that if I hit a certain one, he might fall in such a way that he might take another one down with him? Or
Sure, you have that kind of calculating mind. Go ahead and give me the roll.
you want the intelligence on
No.
that?
I'm
Or the
going to
attack?
say you can figure that out. I mean, you've played billiards.
I played billiards. It's true.
Same thing.
It's just like billiards.
It's desert
Just
billiards.
with people. So aim head. So so it's -3 if it's aimed to the head.
If you are aiming for the head, it is -3.
Okay, aim head. So only a +2 to this attack roll. I'm gonna use. Can I use one of those chips, please? Thank you. I'll use my personal reroll then. It's me trying to insult the French. That is still a miss. I'm pretty certain.
What was the actual roll?
I got a total of 8. So
Yeah, so no, you are correct.
Actually 10.
So you take a shot, and you're not sure what happened. It may have hit and glanced off. Again, you know that you are shooting people in metal armor.
Right.
And you are shooting a small needle.
Exactly.
Your hope has to be...
Can
that
I
it
get
hits
between a
hole,
joint
Right,
or
get in
where-
a joint, get in a hole, or find a weakened piece of the metal.
Exactly, and that's really where it's like, okay, I'm trying to find the
Okay.
It's not really...
So at this point, you're going to be able to see all of this. For the rest of you guys that are there, I'll tell you the pieces as they come. Aidan, you are still fighting.
Yes.
Okay, so you won't see this. Actually, I'm going to do your guy first. That's easier. Wow. All right. So as best you can see at this point, he appears to be swinging blindly.
Okay.
He is striking close enough to where you do not think he's actually blind in the sense that he has no idea where you are. But it's mad swings. It looks like his entire objective is to catch you with the strongest swings he can get. If you get clipped, he's going to be able to do damage. This is a crushing weapon.
Okay.
So, back to Frankie. So, Frankie, at this point, you have that very strong feeling, and you will hear a yell. So, everybody who's close, Raya, you won't. Dr. Wright, you won't. Everyone else who's close is going to hear a yell. It is a chanted word in Latin. Frankie, go ahead and give me a roll.
I also
Dr.
know...
Wolfe, you will be making an intellect roll at -3.
But I also know
Mine-
Latin.
I know.
Okay.
Distance.
Am I doing int?
Yes.
Okay. 18.
So an 18.
Let me do my calculations. That
Nuns
is...
flood my memory.
That is a 15 for Wolf.
So both of you guys will hear it. What you'll hear is "for the light" is what they yell. Okay? And the group runs at you. That, thankfully, you did make that roll successfully. You have your last action still held. You can do with it what you will. One of the things that you can do with it, now you still also have a free dodge, I believe, as well. Your option with that held action is you can do anything, including another dodge.
Yeah, I think
as-
that's what I was intending.
Yeah. So as they rush towards you, you can see that there is a quick look to see if there are any other attackers in the close field, and you're assuming there's none because all 5 come towards you. So they run up, they surround around you, and in clear English, yeah, this group would be clear English, one says, "Drop the weapon." That's their first action.
Or what?
I love this image.
All right, I love it. Give me a charm roll.
Or what?
Give me a charm roll.
Or what? Oh, no. He's dumb.
How's
that's the second
how's
time.
the 8 do?
All right. So the one that spoke to you seems to be in he doesn't move his sword in the questioning look, but he says, "Or you die." Just completely like, are you kidding? I thought that was implied, but he doesn't say that. He just says, "Or you die."
I want to reply in Latin,
Okay.
and I want to say something akin to "go fuck yourself."
All right. Go ahead and give me an intellect roll.
Okay.
I would only expect Frankie to say such.
How about a 9?
No, it's fuck us. Not fuck us.
Go fuck me.
Yeah, it's the wrong direction of.
Wait, did Dr. Wolfe hear that?
Go ahead. I'm sure Frankie would not speak it.
wrong.
With my -3 because of the distance.
Yes.
Let's go.
Please tell me you heard it.
It was a 14.
Yes. So you're thinking in your head, no, Frankie, that's the wrong usage of the past participle, etc., etc. So
At this point, I'm wondering, is he trying to confuse him? that actually might be brilliant.
What does Frankie mean by we fuck?
It's like, Frankie's trying to baffle them to the point that they don't notice anyone's coming up. This is brilliant.
and so the one who spoke to you first says, "As you wish," and you realize, oh, right, I said it. Okay, it's a strike.
As you wish, and it was in that moment that when Frankie heard him say "as you wish," what he realized was he was saying "I love you."
All the swords fall.
All right, so
And then
envision your Hollywood film type things, because this is what happens. He says that. He steps in for a swing, and you do the low draw under it. The next one will take in for a swing where you lean back. The next one takes in for a swing where you glance it off of your axe and then move back, stepping just forward enough where you can swing under the next one. The third and final one steps in very close, takes a swing, and strikes and actually gets his it's sand, it's coming out easy, but gets the sword struck in the sand. You were not struck by any of them. Maybe Cal is wrong.
That's the power of love.
I'm gonna be like, man, I thought
This episode will be Les Deserties.
I feel like if you're like, well, you're gonna die, and then everybody misses, you have to have some doubt.
Yeah.
I have to have some doubt.
He may have some doubt. Frankie's
Cal-
like, yes. And
Yeah,
grabs the-
Frankie's, yeah.
Now we have to really question how skilled Cal actually is.
yeah, I'm like,
Why is,
man,
I mean, that makes
coming
sense.
down,
Why is
Peg.
Marood actually with... Of course, because Cal can't fight as well as
So, Aidan, we are
maybe
back
this
to
is
you.
the B
All
squad
right,
or the
so-
C squad.
He's still not
This is the
done.
diggers.
Alright,
We can't really fight, but we can dig really good.
so on this guy, I'm swinging my sword again.
We brought the armor, the
And-
swords, but no goddamn shovels.
So 19 to hit.
nice.
19 will definitely hit.
So this is with my sword. 8 is the location.
Very good.
Damage is 14 damage.
Okay, so you strike, you basically hit metal. It doesn't react to it.
Just curse your armor and I'll pull up my gun and shoot.
Do you have quick draw? Do you
I
a
have
way
it
to
in my hand.
You had it in your hand. Okay, very good. Go ahead and give me the roll.
Yeah, I'm getting prepared for any archaeologists I might encounter when I do my cool sword twist. So 15 to hit.
15 to hit will definitely hit. I like the fact that in the cheat sheet rules, the writers of Unhallowed made sure to write, ranged attacks cannot be parried.
just to be absolutely certain with that.
I think that's horse hockey, but okay.
I've seen Star Wars.
I think
Let
I
me-
could probably parry a ranged attack.
Let me play the anime weeaboo of my dreams in Unhallowed Metropolis.
I'm saying you're good enough with
Cowards.
guns that you see where they're pointing, you whip up and you shoot the same.
You shoot his bullet out of the air. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's what I'm doing. So 18 damage to it with the gun.
18 damage will actually this time strike full on in the chest. You see that it goes through the metal, and he grunts and folds back to it.
Cool.
Oh, and yeah, it staggers more. There's nothing else for him to drop.
Okay.
So, back
It's
up
got
to
the
Frankie.
gauntlets come off.
Frankie, you are presently surrounded by the
swing
5
this.
of them, and don't think in terms of their turn, your turn, their turn, your turn. This is all moving
Okay.
motion.
So
Parry, thrust,
whoever
thrust,
struck first, whoever was talking to me.
I want to let you know, I forgot. Before we end the round, you had an action held.
Ah,
If you don't use it before the round ends, you lose it.
okay.
So you may use it now.
So you
Okay.
got 4 action.
Well,
Allegedly.
1, and then it'll be your action again.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm cool with just, I forgot about it. I'm cool with saying bye to
But
it.
I want to make sure that you know it's there. So I'm going to give it to you this time.
Okay.
You'll have to remember from here on out.
Sounds good. All right, so I'm gonna, the one who's speaking to me.
Yes.
I'm gonna aim for him.
Yes. Are you aiming for a specific spot or just he's the one you're attacking?
I don't have time to
Very
aim
good.
for
All right.
spots.
I ain't got time to.
So 16.
So with a 16, you will hit location.
That'll be a 13.
Very good. Then we are hitting the torso as we expect.
25.
Oh, shit.
These guys
yeah.
suck.
Bam.
Finish him.
So, holy crap. Go ahead and give me a roll for your complication. He drops his sword and screams, "Get him!"
7.
So as you strike through the lower abdomen, down through the chest, a similar wound to what Wolfe took, and he falls down to his left, crumpling across that hip.
I'd like to
You felt bone.
Yeah, I'd like to correct my earlier Latin and say I meant to say go fuck yourself.
I like it. Add 4 to your roll.
And like that, true love was broken.
No, what I'm really trying to say is go fuck me again. That's what you're gonna say again.
So 16?
Yeah, 16.
No.
So very clearly, but doesn't seem to react as he is screaming, holding it.
It's for Dr. Wolf.
Gotcha.
Well, even though Frankie has no idea. Wolf in the meantime is just like in absolute Oz. He's just reloading the gun. I'm like, what's happening right now?
Okay, so then I don't
So
know.
there are 4 still on you. He is down. Now I want to let you know, none of the ones that you have hit up here, you killed the ones down there, but none of the ones you've hit up here are dead.
Yeah.
They are all horrifically bleeding, terribly cut open wounds with armor in some cases cutting into the wound worse. But they're down, and
Okay.
he's certainly not. He would have to grab his weapon, stand up, or move in some way to attack.
That's what I'm kind of. I mean, can I like use a roll to like keep an eye on them? You know, so I can.
If you want to, presently, I don't think it's an issue. I don't
Okay.
think you would worry about it.
Okay.
But turning and seeing the other 4, give me your throat roll.
Oh, okay.
Feeling spicy.
Have you been taking your meds, Frankie?
I have.
Good.
And I got a 17.
Very good. So you don't even get that feeling. You
Yeah.
have been confident through this. Not that Cal is wrong, but maybe Cal saw a different group.
Yeah.
You have this in hand. 4 is not a big deal. So go ahead. You have 2 more actions, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
No, 3.
3 more actions.
more
that was
actions.
the end of the
Oh,
last round. I'm
yeah.
sorry. 3 more actions.
So 17 to hit
17 will definitely hit.
and 13 location.
Very good. Also, yeah, you're striking mid-range, so everything's pretty much torso, chest.
So 21 damage.
So 21 will again be an incapacitating wound.
This is a sharp axe, right? This isn't a
This
blunt
is a
weapon.
giant
You can
sharp
see
axe.
my smile from your hill.
Oh my god!
I'm having this is the best time I've had since the crocodile.
I'm really reconsidering whether I said that Frankie was a good man right now.
I'm good at killing stuff,
So
man.
damage is still the damage, but does not drop his weapon. As you strike, you basically slice through the armor. You've got a big furrow and blood spilling out, but he seems to be able to maintain himself and his hold on his sword.
Okay. I'm deciding if I would go like hit as many as I can or put them down.
Well, that's the question.
Yeah.
At this
The
point.
more wounded they are, generally the worse they are.
Yeah.
Generally, the best plan is to go up, hold the tabard over the top of them, and then just suck a punch on them.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
You've played too much
Like
hockey.
what? No. Okay. So I think I'm just gonna hit the next one. In
Very
line.
good. Go ahead and give me that roll to hit. And they're not standing there as bowling pins waiting to be struck.
Yeah.
They're moving back, and they're continuing to try and move as many around them so that you are controlled, so that when they go to hit, you'll be flanked.
Yeah. Okay. 18 to hit,
That's a hit.
and then 8 location,
Okay, very good.
and 19 damage.
Okay, so a 19 is your first serious instead of incapacitating wound, and oddly though, he drops his weapon as you cut in. You hit the upper portion on the pectoral muscle, tearing that portion of it open, basically flaying the metal open. At which point he drops his sword and with both hands grabs at that spot.
Okay.
Blood is pouring out.
And then I'm gonna save my last one.
Okay,
And I will
very
remember.
good. So for you, because you are aimed in the right direction to see it, you will see that there are 3 more coming out of the hole. 2 of them look, I would say, effectively identical to these guys, other than height and how much dirt is on their robes. But the other one, the mask portion, if you're seeing it right in the light from the flickering fire, which so far nobody's stepped in, he appears to have a ruby-colored or very red crimson mask. And that one is very focused on you. So, Raya.
I'm still riding back.
Okay. So, Raya, what you get to see is there are 3 more coming out of the hole. Frankie seems to be holding his own very well. He's dropped one, he has struck dramatically 2 of them, and is having no trouble moving. Go ahead and give me a wits perception roll. Dr. Wolfe, you're going to be next.
18.
So with an 18, you will also notice that there is movement off to the left-hand side in the darkness. That would be potentially coming from the direction of your camp. Dr. Wolfe.
So, unfortunately, I think based on the rhythm of the reload, aim, shoot, reload, aim, shoot,
Yeah.
I'm on
Reload.
aim. So
Very
unfortunately,
good.
that's my thing. But Mr. Ruby mask is kind of my focus.
Is in your aim.
Yes.
All right. So, Frankie, your turn. You will hear noises. Go ahead and give me a wits perception roll. It is high. It is a DR 18.
Sorry, I just realized I assumed that Mr. Ruby Mask was indeed a Mister. So I don't know how this order works.
13.
Okay. Not anything to worry about there. And Aidan.
All right. So is this guy down, or is he still fighting, or?
Well, he's not dead by any means. He had picked up his sword again. He is endeavoring to attack you. He is definitely wounded.
Just stay the hell down. So, well, that's a swing and miss. It's a, I don't know, 13 hit?
Nope.
Yeah, I didn't think it would.
That's with the Kopesh. Now, are you
And I'm
doing the gun
shooting
for the other
again.
one?
Yep.
And how many shots does your gun
I
have?
have 5 left in there.
Perfect.
Good lordy. Alright. So
And then the shot kind of goes wild, which makes sense. At this point, you're in close. Gun is not necessarily a good close combat weapon, but if it hits, it does some serious damage. So we're going to cycle back up to Frankie.
Well, so he's last? Or
He's last.
Yeah, so then, okay, yeah, so I'll use my last one.
Very good. You've put the leader to the ground, or we're going to call him the leader. We're going to put the Togger to the ground.
Yeah, that's...
You've struck the other two enough. One has still held onto his weapon, but the other one dropped his.
I'm going to go to the next one.
Very good. Okay. So at that point, give me a wits perception roll. You just need an 11 or better.
11.
All right, so there are 2 more coming in, and you see the quick same thing. You probably is a reflection of the fire, but there's a third one that is not coming towards you that appears to have a red mask.
He's the boss, but I'm busy.
All right, so your last attack for this round.
No.
Okay. So they are now far enough where they can move away from you, and as you take a swing, looks like they're starting to figure you out. We're back to the top with your attacks now.
Do it again.
Okay.
Well, let me think for a second.
Well, if they're starting to figure you out, you're smart enough to change things up enough to,
So, yeah, I want to... How far away is Red Mask?
So red mask from you is going to be a full movement. It would be an action to get there, but you have 3 in your way. One that's directly in your way up close, and then 2 more are moving quickly towards you.
So how many actions would it be to, like, skirt them?
If you were able to do that, it would just be 2 instead of 1.
Yeah.
Okay? So 2 actions. Third action, you are at him. And of course, again, not static. You make the run, they run at you, and then you kind of cut in, taking a swing. So you will be attacker moving, giving you a -2 to whatever you're doing. What are you doing?
I'm trying to hit him.
Okay, very good.
14.
14 will not hit. As you take a swing, you believe, at least at this point, as you swung, you feel like you swung wide enough to hit him, but when you look, you notice that your arms are much closer to you than you thought they were, and you end up short-arming him. It's very odd, because when you finish the swing, your arms are back out where they were.
Which? Okay.
All right, so that was all 3 this time. Very good. Raya, next round you will be in here. You can openly see Frankie has run from the rest. They are all turning to come towards Frankie, and Frankie has taken a swing at the one that's standing there. It didn't seem to do anything. From your angle, you have to see through Frankie to see the swing. So, you will be in next round. You will have full at that point. You're going to be riding in, so consider what you're going to do riding in.
okay.
So for the group that's coming in, Dr. Wolfe, would you like to go first or have the Callahan squad come in first?
I would like at least the to go first, so hopefully I can either take this guy down or at least distract him enough so that when the rest come in, it's...
So you will see Cal, Marood, and the 3... And you said, yes, you're attacking first?
I'm attacking first,
I'm sorry.
No worries. So I've got the aims, +5, -3 to the head. So +2 to the roll. Come on. Come on. Oh, that's way better. That is a total of 17 to hit.
17 will hit.
Okay. Let's roll. Well, it's the head. I don't need to roll that. I need to roll damage. That is 20 damage to the head.
Hot diggity.
And it's Hyacine, so...
Okay. Very good.
Your turn.
We'll see if it happens.
So you can see the head moves. You're fairly certain it's struck. For you, you can see one of Dr. Wolfe's, or Dr. Wright's, whichever one it may be, syringe comes out of nowhere, makes that whizzing sound that you heard earlier, and strikes. It strikes at the right cheek. And you can see, because you're close enough, the eyes look at it.
Is it like sticking out of his face?
Well, it's stuck in the you assume metal, since the rest are metal, of the face.
Okay.
All right, so that was action 1.
Reload.
Very good. All right. At this point, you'll also hear movement behind you, and in comes, and you're going to see this as well, in comes the rest of them. So a battle is now going on around you. You can hear 2 strikes, which you're assuming are destroying the ones that are down, the coup de grace type thing. But it's you and he up close. You and the one in red. So the one in red will move their hands So go ahead and give me a willpower roll.
No.
Which
It is a witch. Oh no.
Oh.
The 13.
The power of faith.
Oh, not great, but
So we're going with a 13.
that
Don't
is
forget your
well.
concentration to add to it.
Oh, well, that's will.
Yeah.
Will and
That's what you're
concentration,
Oh, so then 15.
15. Okay, so are we going with a 15?
there's not much else you can do.
There's not
Unless you want to
any
gain. You can
chips.
gain one in these guys, so you can gain like a physical corruption. So you get
He
like,
can't gain a physical corruption. He's a half-lifer.
Oh,
That's
Yeah.
the one thing that's...
damn.
indeed
Alright,
an
sucks to
half-lifer.
be you. I guess you could go with the desire to kill.
I'm gonna stick with 15.
All right. So the hands move, and for you, everything goes dark to just a point. I need you to make the throat roll.
Oh.
Ooh, that's a fail.
Fail.
I failed.
Ooh.
That point blacks out. For everyone else, you see Frankie pass out. Just stop and fall back.
Good thing I still have my
So,
throat
Aidan,
stats written down.
So I just saw her go down.
give me a wits perception roll at -2.
18 total.
18 total. You will look from your fight and notice, because you've seen Cal and Marood and the 3 Bedouins come in with weapons drawn. You kind of take a quick scan just to make sure you know what's going, all of it out of the corner of your eye, and you watch that headsman's axe just go to the ground. It's not that you know for sure Frankie went down, but you're fairly certain Frankie doesn't just drop the axe.
Right. Alright, I'm just gonna yell, "Wake up, Frankie!"
And
I'm gonna finish this guy off so I can go protect Frankie. So,
Sort of.
16 hit?
16 will hit.
Okay. So,
Location.
location is 16.
16 and damage.
Damage is 17.
So with a
Oh,
17...
18, 19.
Oh, better. So, same side as the arm, as he's been taking the flailing swings, you take a shot, strike him in the leg that's on the same side as the arm. He's not able to stay up. He has dropped down.
Okay.
Another serious wound. Bleeding from many of the spaces, you can just see him down there bleeding, and he's holding his hand, not in any kind of supplicating way. You think he's holding his hand in an attempt to try and block something that's coming at you. But if the arm is dead at his side, he doesn't seem to be able to move the leg, and the leg is bleeding profusely across the armor.
Alright, I'll run over then on my next action over to Frankie.
Okay, so go ahead and give me an acrobatics roll.
Oh, of course, when I roll like that. 13.
So 13, as you're running there, a dead run puts you through the middle of swinging swords. So you're going to make a circuitous route. You're going to end up coming to where you can see Frankie. But you also can see this other person. And the other one has hands out towards Frankie. Now, I want you to go ahead and give me an intellect roll, because I can't think of what else it would be. Give me one moment. Do you have parapsychology?
I do not have parapsychology.
Okay, then go ahead and give me... Do you have hypnosis?
I do not have hypnosis.
Give me an intellect roll.
He does have mythology. That wouldn't help him with this.
He's using the lightning.
But the power of Zeus.
Oh, jeez. 8.
So with an 8, you know that the motions of the hands for most things are a focus. So whatever he's doing or she's doing, whatever is inside that armor, they're focused on Frankie in some way.
Sweet, they won't see this coming.
So what you guys are going to see, anyone that can see this, which will include Raya, Wolfe, you will see it. Frankie will not. And Aidan, you will see Frankie put a hand down, move back to both knees, step up, grab his axe, and step in front of the person with the ruby mask. And we will stop right there.
Oh no!
Frankie, no, the betrayal.
Thank you for listening to another NCRP Productions podcast. To stay on top of everything we're doing, you can follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and like us on Facebook, all at NCRP Productions. You can show your support and help us continue to produce content by joining our Patreon. We offer additional podcasts like our B-sides and have GM materials, maps, and other fun things you can discover over time. You can find our podcasts on YouTube, Anchor, Spotify, Apple, Google, and many other fine podcast sites. Just look for us at NCRP Productions. We value your thoughts, so please don't hesitate to leave us feedback or comments. And if you would like to contact us directly, you can email us at ncrpproductions@gmail.com.